Tonight on News 5 Live, government officials respond to the withdrawal of an approved increase in telephone allowances. The opposition leader weighs in on the controversy. More than 20 years later, a Belizean businessman is wanted for extradition for manslaughter in Texas. Home Affairs Minister Kareem Musa says goodbye to Kevin Arthurs and welcomes the CEO Cheryl Saldivar. And tonight's episode of the 5-Point Breakdown, a closer look at traffic safety following a deadly weekend in the Jewel. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
My Social Security self-service portal. Employer transactions unpacked. Employers and self-employed persons. An enhanced contribution payment system that manages all your employer information is here. Employers and self-employed persons will have access to view all transactions and statements, and the option to always know your owing balance using your employer number. Payments will be automated and applied to your account balance in a new way. Here are 2 scenarios to highlight how payments will be distributed. Employers with outstanding funds owed to SSB, payments will be applied to the outstanding arrears, fees, and interest, and the balance, if any, will be applied to the statements submitted. Employers without any outstanding funds owed to SSB, payments will be applied to the statements submitted. The technological enhancements you are waiting for are here. My Social Security Self-Service Portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Design Depot is your one-stop tile destination where unbelievable deals await. Explore our mega selection of tiles starting at just $199 per square foot. Hurry, it's a limited time offer. Design Depot is your trusted source for quality tiles that make your dream spaces a reality. The ultimate tile destination. Design Depot, all in one place.
Gimme 5! The biggest giveaway show of the year is back with new prizes and surprises. The fun starts at 8 p.m. on Monday, December 4th, and ends on Friday, December 8th. Gimme 5 coupons are now available for 25 cents each on our Channel 5 website and at our studio on Coney Drive in Belize City. Fill out your coupons and return them to our Channel 5 office. Remember to tune in at 8 p.m. every night from December 4th to the 8th for awesome entertainment, giveaways, and lots of prizes. And don't forget, when your phone rings, don't say,
hello.
Say,
give me 5! Yeah!
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank. Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, November 29th. I am Sabrina Daly. We begin our newscast tonight with images from around Belize City, where a number of carriageways, including parts of Mahogany Street, are under several inches of water. Torrential downpours this afternoon have flooded a number of low-lying areas in the Old Capital. Motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians are advised to exercise due care and attention while traveling along the highways. We will have more details of what can be expected overnight in our weather forecasts elsewhere in the news. An increase in allowances paid to CEOs, the financial secretary, as well as the cabinet secretary for monthly telephone usage has been withdrawn. The cancellation of the approved increase was announced on Tuesday afternoon, following a meeting of the CEO caucus. Details of the leaked memo between the FinSec and the CABSEC were met with disdain by the unions. Here's what the Minister of Home Affairs shared about the withdrawal of the increase.
As you know, I believe that proposal came sometime last week. As you know, chief executive officers are professionals. They have very busy schedules. They do spend a lot of time on their telephones. And so it was felt that they needed an increase. But of course, that matter has been rescinded. The CEOs have said that they would prefer not to have the increase at this time. But again, it draws a point that our CEOs, like I said, who are professionals, might not be getting the best salary that they deserve. And so we do try to find ways, because their job really is a 24/7 job. They get no breaks as chief executive officers within the respective ministries.
Is it that they decided that they didn't want it anymore or need it, or was it the pressure of the union added to the decision to rescind it?
I know the CEOs are meeting in caucus today. I don't know what led to that decision, but I know the decision was made yesterday and a press release issued.
When asked for his take on the controversial telephone allowance issue, Minister of Education Francis Fonseca agreed with the decision taken by the chief executive officers to forego the increase in allowance. That increase, as we've mentioned, was more than 100% of what CEOs are presently receiving.
I think I support the decision of the CEOs, the CEO caucus, to say, listen, we appreciate and understand that given the current circumstances, this is not something that we should be receiving. That was a decision, as I understand, they made yesterday or Monday. So I fully support that decision. I think it was a wise decision, and I think made in good faith.
About the decision to initially provide them with an increase?
Yeah, I think, as I said, it's not something that came to cabinet. It's a decision, I think, a discussion that took place between the cabinet secretary and the financial secretary, I imagine. So, the good thing is, the bottom line is that, good sense prevailed, and the CEOs themselves said, listen, we do not want this this increase in telephone allowance, and I think that's the right decision.
Today, the leader of opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, called a press conference, and this was one of the issues he addressed. Barrow said he was glad that the unions lashed out on the matter and described the decision to rescind as, quote, indicative of a government that is on the brink of complete collapse, a government that is extremely tone-deaf and disconnected, unquote. Barrow also agreed with the president of the Public Service Union, Dean Flowers, that both the current and former CEO in the Ministry of Finance ought to return whatever excess allowances they received that are not in conformity with the set of allowances.
I'm happy to see the BNTU come alive. I think even in their release they said that the sleeping giant has been awoken. And I think that the government of Belize has taken that for granted. And so they go as far as they're allowed to go, which is the beauty of democracy. That you have the stakeholders, the United Democratic Party, the NGOs, the unions, the churches, that can all make pronouncements on the urgent matters impacting our society. And it is a hallmark of our democracy that we can threaten protests, we can threaten strike action, and the government has no choice but to listen. And when they don't listen, then they suffer the consequences. So I think this government has spent all of its capital, and they have no room to not listen when the unions and the stakeholders, such as the United Democratic Party and churches and NGOs, speak. And so I think this is a telling moment. And so all of the stakeholders need to continue to speak. I would have to agree with Brother Flowers that both CEOs should return that money. Again, I saw your news coverage saying that you can get a plan for $250. No, you can get 5 SIM for $250. That is the family plan. So they need to reconstruct whatever it is they're trying to do for the CEOs or whoever within conformity of logic and the regulation. So if our Brother Flowers has pointed out that it is irregular what they have done for the former CEO and what they have done for the current CEO, they should fix it immediately.
48-year-old Osmar Correo, a businessman from Belmopan, had been living in the United States until 1998, when he reportedly fled from Texas while out on bail for a charge of intoxication manslaughter. The incident occurred over 20 years ago, and Correo is accused of killing 2 persons and injuring 4 others. Tonight, he is being sought for extradition to stand trial in a U.S. courtroom. Earlier today, he appeared in the presence of attorney Brian Neal before the chief magistrate, where over 90 pages of evidence were admitted into evidence against Correo. The state is being represented by Director of Public Prosecutions Sherilyn Vidal, while the Attorney General's ministry is being represented by Senior Crown Counsel Stacey Martinez. This morning, Idelsa Leslie, a Foreign Service officer at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, took the stand as a witness. In his testimony, Leslie identified to the court a bundle of documents that were prepared by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs requesting Correa's extradition. Following today's proceedings, Attorney Brian Neal shared a few comments on the matter.
Today was just a formality in which documents were tendered that were allegedly sent by the United States. I was given an opportunity to cross-examine the consular officer that accepted the documents. I found that the way the documents were handled leaves a lot of open questions, so those questions were put to the witness. We now have until the 22nd of December for the Crown to put in their submissions, and then we have until January 22nd for me to reply, and we will be back in court on January 25th to make oral arguments before the Chief Magistrate. The allegation is that over 20 years ago he was involved in an accident in the United States in which some people lost their lives, and so the American government has requested that he be extradited back to the United States to stand trial for that crime.
Coming up, Ministerial Subcommittee comments on sugar woes in the north. We'll have more details when we come back.
For 40 years, Brothers Habit has been providing trust, quality, and unmatched customer service. And for our big 40th birthday sale, we're celebrating with amazing deals like 15% off all decorative paints, 15% off on all power tools from leading brands like Stanley, Black & Decker, DeWalt, and more, 20% off Pisaforte and Ascot tiles, and Mapei Thin Set for only $19. And don't miss out on our yard clearance for great deals every day. Come celebrate with us and save big at the Brothers Habit's big 40th birthday sale all November long.
Bye. Why long time to try call you?
Meet Alex.
Where they go on, man?
Alex signed up for a Digi1 premium bundle. He's loving it. With his free mobile plan, Alex can talk and surf on the go as much as he wants. Topping up and buying data is a thing of the past. Alex now has DigiTV. He enjoys all his games and his favorite shows, no matter if he's on the go or at home. And Alex also enjoys the fastest, most reliable home internet speeds with his DigiNet service. He is living his best life. Alex bundled. Alex is saving $70 monthly compared to purchasing these services from the other providers. Be like Alex. Sign up for your Digi1 bundle package today. Digi1. One bundle, no hassle, exceptional value.
Daddy, buy me one Carol Consomme.
Carol Consomme. Carol, Mr. Sam, give me a...
You want egg? Oh, you want consomme? Carol Consomme.
Carol Consomme. The best taste and the best price. Less fat, more flavor. Carol Consomme. Available in packets for only 20 cents and a half-pound jar for only $2.75. Less fat, more flavor, more savings.
Give me a...
Carol Consomme.
Taste the savings. Love the flavor.
Available at 88 Shopping Center, Publix Supermarket, TJ Supermarket, Ming Superstore, Sugar City Supermarket, and you can also find it at your favorite supermarkets near.
Violence against women begins in childhood. In cultures across the Caribbean, as elsewhere in the world, girls and boys, in numerous ways, are treated differently from the moment they're born. In adolescence, this gender divide increases significantly. Adolescent girls and boys in all their diversities begin to interact with the world in new ways, taking chances, learning skills, and experiencing unfamiliar emotions. They search for ways to stand out and belong, to find their place in society and make a difference in their world. It is during this time that girls are more likely to experience violence from people they know, family members, intimate and dating partners. In fact, high rates of intimate partner violence reported by adolescent girls are consistent with global estimates based on research on violence against women and girls. Up to 1/3 of adolescent girls have experienced forced sex. These estimates don't show the whole picture because no one wants to report it. This is shocking. The negative consequences of violence against adolescent girls are well documented and extend throughout a girl's lifetime. Such violence is committed against girls specifically because they are female and can take many forms. It distorts family life and the fabric of society with consequences that cross generations. But the cycle can be broken. Adolescence is a unique time for the prevention of family violence. Girls themselves are part of the solution, but they can't do it alone. There's still work to be done in our homes, communities, schools, and with our leaders to make sure that women and girls live free from violence and can take full advantage of their rights. Play your part.
We continue to celebrate diversity and embrace our vibrant cultural heritage. Happy Garifuna Settlement Day from BEL. Gundala Hafedo Garina Guhamage Belize Electricity Limited.
On Thursday, the Belize Sugar Industries Limited will officially introduce AgroGrow Pro, a smart sugarcane support service designed to assist cane farmers in the north with growing their crops using best practices in farming. Earlier today, BSI held a demonstration familiarizing the media with the AgroPro ahead of its launch. The company's country manager, Mac McLaughlin, and agronomist Miguel Keme spoke about the process.
We're very excited, to be launching tomorrow the official launch of our AgroPro agro credit package for cane farmers. One thing we've seen in recent years is there's a fall off in cane supply for the mill. And that is challenging profitability of the mill, which therefore challenges the viability of the whole industry. And I think one of the reasons for that, there's been an absence in Belize of proper structured agricultural credit, meaning that it's structured over a period of time that fits agricultural crops. And also, there's been a difficulty getting credit when you really need it, when the inputs are needed for land. And the second major problem has been a lack of replanting of cane. Cane, like any plant, has its life, and after a while you need to replant to maintain the productivity. And I think that the overriding concern has been that already very, very low productivity is getting lower and lower. In this last crop, we saw a number of cane fields where they couldn't actually harvest the cane because cutters wouldn't come and cut it. So we're trying to respond to that, because the other thing that's been lacking in the industry is proper service provision for this type of activity.
In terms of the activities, what is being carried on in the planting, or what is different from other method of planting. Basically, we are implementing all the best practices management in planting, land preparation, and in the maintenance of the field. For example, in land preparation, we are trying to do all the activities in the prime time. It's in the dry season from February to May, late May. We should have all the land that will be planted in the rainy season available there. This will ensure us, one, eliminating the weeds that we have in that field, eliminating pests. If that field has an historical data that is currently every year being affected with froghopper, definitely that field will have a high amount of eggs. So doing the land preparation adequate, you also will be breaking that cycle of the pest.
The Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association is holding firm to the position that it will not enter into a 4-year commercial agreement with ASR-BSI. In a press conference held on Tuesday, Chief Executive Officer Oscar Alonso reiterated the stance that the BSCFA has taken, offering instead to sign a 1-year agreement with the miller. Ahead of the start of this year's sugar crop, the association has called on the intervention of the government of Belize. As such, a ministerial subcommittee has been established. On that team is the Minister of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries, Karim Musa.
What we have been engaged in as the leader on the interministerial, the subcommittee of ministers, we have been engaged in negotiations, one, to restore fair trade for the farmers, the BSCFA farmers, in addition to finalizing the commercial agreement. Along with that is the Commission of Inquiry, which is not something that our board or our ministerial committee will decide. That will come from the Prime Minister in terms of the selection, the appointees to that particular commission, and it is hoped that we can get that Commission of Inquiry going early next year.
Sir, so then in relation to the start of the sugar crop season, the new sugar crop season, BSCFA says that they want a 1-year agreement, not 4 as being suggested by the miller, and they said that they would want the intervention of the subcommittee to see if they can find a middle ground.
Yes, and again, that it goes to the whole point of our negotiation process. We had another round of meetings yesterday with the BSCFA in Belmopan after Cabinet, and it is our intention to meet again with ASR tomorrow, and so it is a continuing negotiation. I know that the mill is saying that they would be ready for December 11th to start the crop, but again, it's a technical decision because you have to do an assessment of whether they are prepared, meaning the farmers, whether the crop is ready, because you cannot start the crop and stop the crop. And so it is very important to do an assessment. It really comes down to a technical decision that the Ministry of Agriculture will have to make.
The leader of the opposition also touched on the sick-out that Crown Councils reportedly staged on Monday, as well as an audit of the DPP's office, which highlighted some of the issues among the Crown Councils who work there. Chief among them is the concern that there is a lack of safety and security for witnesses and Crown Councils, as well as a salary adjustment that should have been done from the time of the previous administration.
What the Crown Councils are asking for are not unreasonable suggestions. 2 suggestions they made. One is to do a treaty with our CARICOM nations so that we can exchange witnesses, so that a witness testifying in a murder case here in Belize that is fearful of his or her life could go to Jamaica or St. Lucia or come here, in exchange for witnesses in St. Lucia and Jamaica coming here. The other recommendation was to create witness protection villages in the south or in the north or far away where no one can get to them, and if they do get to them, they'll have to go through great security fortifications in order to breach that. But again, these things aren't happening, so what you have is a bunch of arrests, and I am told reliably by sources within the DPP that the majority of murder cases and violent crime cases are discontinued. The message coming from the Crown Councils, which is why they're doing these sick-outs, is that the criminal justice system is broken because they can't get convictions because they can't protect their witnesses. The Crown Councils, they have been doing a sick-out for quite some time, which was triggered by a myriad of things, security concerns. Again, you have certain Crown Councils that are on the front line prosecuting the most heinous murders from the most notorious murderers, and they have no security detail. There wasn't even security at the DPP's office. They want to overhaul an already underfunded judiciary, and rather than strengthen it as it is, they want to turn it into the Eastern Caribbean model. Now the Chief Justice comes in and says she needs legal assistance, lawyers. and they come in at $72,000. While the Prime Minister went on national television and said that our Crown Councils are unqualified or are not that good because we can't afford to pay them. That's how he feels about our legal officers. And rather than pay them more so that they would not be demoralized, so that they would be encouraged, so that they'd be prepared to risk their lives as they are doing in these murder cases and these violent crime cases and these drug cases, they acceded to the Chief Justice's request for legal assistance, starting at $72,000, when there's a 17% salary adjustment, which is legally owed to the Crown Councils.
The Senate Select Committee will begin its inquiry into the Portico definitive agreement on Tuesday, December 5th. The committee is expected to call a number of former and current government ministers as it tries to unearth the details of the agreement and who were involved. Today, the leader of the opposition, Shine Barrow, said that the UDP has been steadfast in its position on that matter in condemning it.
There has not been any division in the party when it comes to that matter, and we've been all consistent with our condemnation of that corrupt Portico agreement, which all colleagues maintain was done in the dark of the night by a rogue former minister. So I do not anticipate that anything contrary to my colleagues' position, that they had no idea as to what the former minister was doing. I don't anticipate anything contrary being unearthed. And so I welcome them being called, and I also anticipate that the Prime Minister of this country, as the Minister of Finance, and his Minister of State, Chris Coe, will also be called, because these are just the first group of witnesses, and obviously we have to start. But where it ended was in the cabinet, and it was not presented by a server. It was presented by the Ministry of Finance, and the Prime Minister has said that he is responsible for the Ministry of Finance. I have him on record saying that, on audio, video record, saying that Chris Coe, Brother Espat, Senior Espat, Mike, they work for him. He's the boss. And so he needs to hold by that. And so the same way former ministers, current members of the House have to comply and respect the authority of the Senate, the Prime Minister, Minister Coe, and whoever else from the government side needs to explain to the Senate body that is doing this investigation how they arrived at presenting that paper. Not to think about this. That paper was presented with attached legislation to go to the next sitting of the House. So how did we get there? The Prime Minister needs to explain that.
After the break, in this week's 5-point breakdown, road safety and why it matters. But first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Welcome to City Pulse by your Belize City Council. Join us on an exciting journey through the heart of Belize City, where we showcase the transformative initiatives shaping our resilient community. Our commitment to the people is unwavering, and our city's progress is built on solid foundations. At the beginning of this year, we pledged to rehabilitate 90 streets. Proudly, we've completed 71 streets, or 36,431 linear feet, which accounts for an impressive 78% of our commitment. the Council has made significant progress. Among these, 23 have been concreted, 26 have undergone rehabilitation using the chip and seal method, and an additional 22 streets have been further enhanced, being filled or topped up with materials such as hardcore or all-in, demonstrating our commitment to improving our city's infrastructure. But we're not stopping there. We've identified 41 more streets that need our attention. We are projected to meet 100% of our 90-street commitment 2 months ahead of schedule, accounting for an unprecedented 54,829 plus linear feet of road rehabilitation completed within the last 10 months. This transformation is fueled by a $6.9 million budget allocation, with 59% coming from municipal papers, 41% from the Council's operations, and support from our valued partners. Stay connected with City Pulse and witness the journey of a brighter, more connected Belize City. We're committed to your future. This People's United Party City Council is always about the people.
With the steady increase in prices, it's hard to hold on to your hard-earned cash. Well, here at Belize, prices are steadily falling, making it easier to stretch your dollars. Prices are slashed on electrical products, LED lights, plywood, metal and fiberglass pressure tanks, flash bands, and wheelbarrows. Yes, we have the cheapest in town. And with X massive season going on right now, get store-wide discounts on select products from now through the summer 31st. Visit a Benny's store near you today, where the prices just keep on falling. Benny's, quality and savings.
Homeowners, immerse yourselves in elegance. Surround yourself with the beauty of one-of-a-kind, quality wood furniture. This is what America's elegant furniture and appliances has to offer. Trendy, affordable, and exceptional centerpieces, large mirrors, vanities, plush sofa sets, coffee tables, office furniture, exquisite mahogany bedroom sets, home decor, mattresses, and so much more. Shop our new reduced prices store-wide and get huge discounts daily. Our layaway and payment plans offer the lowest interest rates guaranteed. Our extensive catalog meets everyone's furniture needs, and if you can't find what you're looking for, then we'll custom make it for you. Shop at Mirka's and save. Mirka's, making your household dreams affordable.
Hi, my name is Deja Janessa Scholl. I am in Standard 4 at Municipal Primary School in the Stan Creek District. Personal accountability forms the foundation of a responsible and safe community. Responsibility is equally important in cultivating safe values and attitudes. By fostering a sense of unity and teamwork, we can build a strong relationship and create a supportive environment where everyone feels valued and protected. I am glad I can help my school with some funds because I know that my school needs things to improve our school facilities.
This cash prize will be used for the proper electrification of 2 buildings. Thank you to VAL from the staff, the student, the parents of Municipal Government School. We are grateful for this assistance.
Thank you, BEL, for hosting this competition and giving us the students the opportunity to improve our writing skills.
Road traffic accidents are among the leading causes of deaths in Belize each year. Several lives were lost recently due to a road traffic mishap in different parts of the country. This past weekend alone, 4 men lost their lives when the vehicle they were traveling in careened off the Hummingbird Highway and flipped several times. It is with this in mind that News 5 looks at the rules of the road in this week's edition of our 5-point breakdown. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
It is everyone's worst nightmare to lose loved ones to a road traffic accident. Traffic accidents have been among the leading causes of death in this country. Many times, these accidents can be prevented if only drivers and travelers follow the traffic laws.
The concept of road safety is ensuring that everybody follows different safety practices while using the road to ensure that everybody is safe on their way to their different destinations.
The first phase of the road safety project upgraded the southern portion of the country between 2013 and 2018. Now, the second phase of the project is being implemented by the Ministry of Economic Development and focuses on improving road infrastructure in the northern portion of Belize. Sylvian Neal is the project's office administrator. He shares what they are tasked to do.
The second phase of this project focuses on a corridor from Belize City to the northern border. And that infrastructure development that is being undertaken by the Ministry of Infrastructure Development while we deal with the softer interventions surrounding awareness, and this includes various initiatives and partnerships with the Department of Transport, the Police Department, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, and of course the Ministry of Infrastructure Development. No? We have different components that we undertake with these different partners, whereby we procure different equipment, such as enforcement equipment for the Department of Transport, and as well as the Police Department to help them to deal with their patrolling and their checkpoints. When it comes to the Ministry of Health, we have procured 6 Type 3 ambulances to aid with post-crash care. And they can be seen around the country now because they were handed over to different branches of the Ministry of Health.
The Road Safety Project also creates awareness within the school system on the importance of practicing safety measures on the road. But while the students are getting the message, many times it is the adults who are at fault for not exercising responsible road safety practices. So we checked in with a traffic warden at the Department of Transport for the primary rules of the road.
First of all, the lines on the road, the yellow lines, solid lines, or the broken line, those are considered as traffic sign. And those each represent something. The broken line would represent that in that area, when you want to overtake a vehicle, you can overtake, you are allowed to overtake that vehicle as long as it is safe. So the burden to ascertain whether it's safe, that rests on the driver. Now, as opposed to the solid line on the road, that is indicating to you that you are prohibited to overtake in that section. You should not overtake in that section. And these solid lines are placed in specific areas. You would notice that they would be either around curve or on the crown of a hill. They are there is a speed limit. So the speed limit within town and villages would be 15 miles per hour for truck and buses, and other vehicles would be 25 miles within the villages and town also. Now on the highway, it's supposed to be, by law, for truck and buses is 45 miles per hour and 55 miles per hour per other vehicles. It is unlawful for passengers to be behind a pickup. It is not allowed by law because the law specifies that you need to be, the passengers when in a vehicle need to be affixed to fixed seat.
There are other rules that travelers must obey when on the road. Not wearing seat belts and driving contrary to the free flow of traffic are also violations.
A helmet protects your head first and foremost from head and body, from head injuries. And a helmet, a certified helmet, which would be a helmet that has a visor, a proper body to cover your entire face, that has different components such as the visor protects your face from debris that might be flying into your face, insects. It has an impact absorbing liner, and it also has a comfort padding. And so it's very important that people wear those properly on their heads and strapped at all times whenever they are on a cycle, right? And the same goes for if they have passengers with them.
People who are caught violating the traffic laws are dealt with. Usually they are given verbal warnings for minor offenses, like driving with broken lights. For more serious offenses, they are ticketed, and for offenses like overcrowding, they can be prosecuted.
After the summons is issued, then they would have to appear to court, and when they go to court, they are the one that would plead guilty, or not guilty, but majority of the times, in my experience, they would plead guilty because they don't want to waste the court time. The fine that they would charge them is $100 for in the court. They would that is what they would charge
for
them.
overcrowding a bus.
Yes, for excessive passengers on a public service vehicle plus $5 cost of court.
Traffic Warden John Alvarado says that in instances when drivers are stopped and are suspected of drinking and driving, they use the breathalyzer.
Now, after the test is administered, depending on the result, if it's above 0.08, then what we would inform them that they have committed an offense, which would be driving under the influence of alcohol, and we are allowed to issue a traffic violation ticket for $500.
Drivers of motor vehicles are required to have several pieces of documents to show traffic wardens and the police when they are stopped at a checkpoint. And a valid driver's license is just one of the documents that you need to present.
If they don't have their driver's license at that time, then it becomes an offense. It's failing to produce driver's license forthwith. If you meet at checkpoint, they would definitely request that. You have to check your license for the vehicle, that it is up to date. Your insurance also, that it is up to date. The certificate of title, which should be kept in the vehicle at all times.
Drivers must also ensure that the vehicle they are driving is roadworthy and properly functioning. Following the signs placed on the right-hand side of the road also serves to alert drivers when to slow down or to stop if necessary. And as it relates to roundabouts, knowing how to use them prevents accidents. If you are approaching the circular, you must give way or yield to vehicles that are already in the traffic circle before you proceed. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
When we return, Home Affairs Minister welcomes Cheryl Saldivar as new CEO.
For a premium lubricant when you're on the go, or a premium brake fluid when you need to stop, choose the brand that's built for champions. Come to Premium Lubricants, distributed by Enrique Martinez & Sons Limited, 2 miles Philip Goldson Highway, Belize City. WhatsApp us at 606-4154.
Apply now for an undergraduate degree in animation, film or journalism at the Caribbean School of Media and Communication at the University of the West Indies, Mona. For more information, visit www.mona.uwi.edu/apply.
Homeowners, immerse yourselves in elegance. Surround yourself with the beauty of one-of-a-kind, quality wood furniture. This is what America's elegant furniture and appliances has to offer. Trendy, affordable, and exceptional centerpieces, large mirrors, vanities, plush sofa sets, coffee tables, office furniture, exquisite mahogany bedroom sets, home decor, mattresses, and so much more. Shop our new reduced prices store-wide and get huge discounts daily. Our layaway and payment plans offer the lowest interest rates guaranteed. Our extensive catalog meets everyone's furniture needs, and if you can't find what you're looking for, then we'll custom make it for you. Shop at Mirka's and save. Mirka's, making your household dreams affordable.
It seems like every other day, we hear of a family member or friend being diagnosed with a serious illness such as cancer, heart attack, kidney failure, or stroke. When these illnesses strike, you want to focus on recovery and your overall well-being. At RF&G Life Insurance, we offer critical illness insurance to help with medical expenses when diagnosed with such critical illnesses, providing security to access quality healthcare facilities and to ease the worry about finances. In case you are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness that is covered by the policy, critical illness insurance pays you a lump sum amount to help you obtain access to quality treatment and medication. Having critical illness insurance provides the financial support that will bring you and your family the security and peace of mind necessary to manage these illnesses. The possibility of being diagnosed can be worrying, but by having a critical illness plan, you could have funds to assist with expenses such as medications, hospital deductibles, childcare, household expenses, and so much more. The right time to plan for the unexpected is when you're healthy. For more information, visit our office today to speak with one of our experienced agents about critical illness insurance. Your health and wellness is what matters most. Take care of it.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
A new chief executive officer has taken up the reins at the Ministry of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries, succeeding Kevin Arthurs in that capacity. As we've reported, Arthur's contract with the government of Belize expired on November 24th, at which time he opted not to renew his agreement. While the leader of the opposition and several others in the United Democratic Party have been critical of Arthur's tenure as CEO, his former political boss sung his praises for helping to make the Leadership Intervention Unit a reality. When we caught up with Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa this morning, we inquired about Arthur's departure.
I am filled with gratitude to Kevin for offering himself. I think he did an exceptional job in the 3 years in transforming really the culture within the police department. As you know, we want to create a community-based approach. that is really bolstered by innovation and technology, and at the same time raising the level, raising the bar for police officers in this country, because at the end of the day we know how important it is to rebuild that trust with the public. And so I think putting in place these policies, he did an exceptional job in just 3 years, and in large part assisted with this LIU concept that has now taken off really and contributes greatly to the reduction in crime that we've seen specifically here in Belize City.
His tenure, however, was fraught with criticism by the opposition and other members of the society at large in terms of the effectiveness of his role as CEO.
Well, you just have to look at the results, Isani. Don't look at the fact that he's not a PR officer, so maybe some of you expected him to be in the media more, but you have the Commissioner of Police every single day in the media, and so you don't need that necessary presence from the CEO. And so he was very behind the scenes, like I said, putting together these policies and implementing them, and we're seeing the fruits today.
The Ministry of Home Affairs has welcomed a replacement for its outgoing CEO. As we mentioned earlier, Kevin Arthurs chose not to have his contract renewed, effectively demitting office at the end of 3 years. He has been replaced in that role as Chief Executive Officer by Sharol Saldivar. The former city administrator, whose background is in public administration and project management, has since assumed office and is no stranger to the ministry, having worked closely with the Leadership Intervention Unit as well.
I'm very excited by our new Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Ms. Sharol Saldivar Carr. Ms. Sharol is no stranger to our ministry. She actually has been with our ministry for the last year, working along with the LIU in partnership, firstly with Mr. William Dawson, and then now Chair Lady Dominique Norales. And she was really the national coordinator. And her strength, no doubt, is public management, public administration. That's where she has her degree, and she's actually finishing up her master's degree in project management. And so we are all excited. She enjoys the full support of the staff at the ministry as well as within the police department. The level of respect that they have for her, especially all that she did with the LIU. We're truly grateful for that, and now to see her elevated in this post, so we look forward to great things from Ms. Sharol.
The Belize National Teachers Union is once again in the news following a terse statement released over the weekend regarding the now rescinded increased telephone allowance for CEOs. This time, however, the Council of Management for the BNTU has written to the Minister of Education and all school managements inviting them to a roundtable discussion on the way forward. 5 issues have been highlighted, including salaries not being paid for some teachers, allowances not being paid for some teachers since the beginning of the school year, increments not being restored, among other concerns. Minister of Education Francis Fonseca is in receipt of BNTU's open memo.
I saw the release that they put out. I think they raised 3 primary issues. One was the income tax returns. That is, an unfortunate situation that we inherited. We inherited an income tax filings backlog going back to 2015. We had to hire staff. We had to have people work overtime. We brought that up to 2021, but we still have work to do. So that's just an unfortunate situation that we've inherited for, as I said, going back to 2015. And so our team has been working on that issue, and we've spoken to the BNTU many times about this issue. So they know the work that is ongoing to bring those returns up to date, the filings of those returns up to date. The other issue they raised, I think, was increments. That again is a very important issue, of course, for teachers. The problem there is that the managing authorities, some managing authorities, have not delivered the appraisals, and appraisals are a necessary first step for the granting of increments. And we have to be reminded, of course, that increments are not automatic. It's based on an appraisal and approval process.
The recent fallout between Mayor Sharon Palacio, the Belmopan City Council, and officials within the People's United Party became a topic of discussion a few weeks ago. Palacio has indicated that she will not run again for the position of mayor. And while she seemingly exits the political arena in a storm, today the media asked the leader of the opposition whether he believes the rift, like the ones several years ago between former Belize City Mayor Zenaida Moya and hierarchy of the UDP, is a gender issue. He opined that there are currently several PUP city councils that have internal rifts, so it is not a matter of gender or race.
Doesn't matter what gender you are, what race you are. In my humble opinion, it all has to do with the greed and glutton and the drive for self-enrichment, ego, pride. I don't believe it is a race or gender issue, because you have the same thing in Belize City. It just doesn't get out as much, and Wage plays it a bit more coy, but there's been constant infighting in Belize City Hall. That's why they shipped Michael, we don't even remember him, go to Corozal. There's big infighting with the gentleman that is the mayor.
Rigo Veos.
Yes, Brother Veos, because, you know, obviously Narda Garcia versus Elvi Vega is a big thing there. You have the councillors fighting against the mayor in the PG Town Council. So the People's United Party municipal bodies have been a complete disaster for the people that they were elected to represent.
While we had an audience with him today, News 5 asked the leader of the opposition for his position on the conflict between Israel and Hamas on the Gaza Strip, and also the recent marches for peace for both sides. He said that he takes no side on the matter, but calls for peace between the two warring factions.
The United Democratic Party remains in the middle, and we continue to call for humanitarian alleviation. We continue to call for an end to the military operations and an end to terrorism, and a release of all the hostages and a two-state solution.
Would you categorize the response of Israel just?
I don't know if there's ever justice in war. War is a terrible thing. And I thank God that Belize had a peaceful revolution. And I thank God that we got our independence with any bloodshed. But war is never going to be something that you can take any comfort in. I again appeal to the Israeli government to take all precautionary measures to spare human life. I believe that as it stands, nobody is talking about the current ceasefire that is in place, that different governments, I believe the Qatarians, the Egyptians, the Americans, are all pushing to extend the ceasefire, to get the hostages back. And I call on Hamas to renounce terrorism, as much as I call on the Israeli government to refrain from settler expansion into those territories that are supposed to form the Arab state, the Palestinian state.
Up next, celebrating International Jaguar Day.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
We continue to celebrate diversity and embrace our vibrant cultural heritage. Happy Garifuna Settlement Day from BEL. Gundala Hafedo Garina Guhamaye Belize Electricity Limited.
Yes, I give her 50 and men that me have to pay.
Where you going, bruh? That who they stress you out again, Namule?
Boy, I don't want to believe the fool again.
Again?
But I mess up this time for real, You really want to?
Yes. I want here.
Can't make it a big deal.
We know what that.
I know how you going now.
Oh, man.
You really want to?
Yeah.
Take my plan, and I give her. I take my plan and put it in a name.
In a name? Wait, so tell me something. You still pay for this plan?
Yeah. But hear this. This plan, I can't left this plan. Smart Belize. This plan, I can't left this plan, yeah. This plan, I can't left this plan. Postpaid plan. This plan, I can't left this plan. With Smart Belize, get unlimited data. Smart Choice plan can light up your day. Postpaid with eSIM, make everything better. Just visit Smart showrooms today. Boom! I can't left this plan. 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 Affordable for everyone. I can't left this plan. The postpaid plan, cause the data really strong. You know why? Listen, for the best post and prepaid. You know that Smart got you back. My bad. Wrong commercial. She could left me for another man. The truth, once I have my plan, once I have my Smart Plus plan, I no worry cause the data strong. I know when the bleed, cause that's all I need. And you could tell me where you are, but I know I left this plan. Smart have the best services. We post your plan have everything, so you could talk and text unlimited. Come set up your group. We got share plan 1 and 2. Up to 10 friends can connect anywhere. Boom! I can't left this plan. I can't left this plan. The postpaid plan, cause the data really strong. Don't dig it down, don't dig it down, don't dig it down. Smart Belize. Don't dig it down, 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 don't dig it. Smart, bringing people together.
The Development Finance Corporation and the Caribbean Development Bank have joined forces to formally introduce the Student Loan Line of Credit and the Agriculture and Industrial Line of Credit. This morning at the Best Western Belize Biltmore Plaza, Chief Executive Officer Henry Anderson spoke about the new initiative, as well as a $25 million loan facility going into 2024.
Today marks the formal launch of two new areas of collaboration. In the case of the Student Loan Credit Facility, implementation started last year, and the funds for the regular student loans have already been exhausted. So we will take the opportunity over the next 2 working days to discuss a new facility. With the Agriculture and Industrial Credit Facility, we have a pipeline going into 2024 that represents 72% of this new $25 million facility. So business is good. During the sessions today and tomorrow, we will share the details of the changes and innovation taking place at the Development Finance Corporation. Over the course of the implementation of these 2 products, we extend an invitation to CDB to benchmark and collaborate in the process of transformation taking place. As part of DSC's new strategic development plan for the period 2024 to 2026, the board has approved a new corporate philosophy for the DFC. The new mission is to provide innovative development financial solutions which contribute to the resilient and equitable growth of Belize. The new vision speaks to becoming a leading development finance institution built around a robust and modern digital infrastructure that leverages strategic alliances, empowers our team members, and exceeds our clients' expectations.
The Belize Audubon Society commemorates International Jaguar Day on November 29th. It is a global initiative aimed at raising awareness about the mounting threats confronting jaguars and the pivotal conservation endeavors spanning from Mexico to Argentina. Recognized annually, this day serves as a tribute to the largest wildcats in the Americas, functioning as an umbrella species for biodiversity conservation and symbolizing sustainable development and the enduring cultural legacy of Central and South America. We end our newscast tonight with a feature story put together by the Belize Audubon Society.
Under the Jaguar Awareness Project, which was funded by the World Wildlife Fund, the Belize Audubon Society carried out certain activities at the communities that buffer Coxcomb Basin Wildlife Sanctuary. So some of these activities are, house chats, school presentations, movie nights, workshops, and field trips for some of the members from these 5 communities, which were Maya Center, Santa Rosa, San Roman, Georgetown, and Mayamopan, along with Red Bank. And the objective of this project was to see or identify ways on how we can change how people perceive the jaguar, and also to promote its conservation along with the jaguar's prey. So like some of the animals that the jaguar eats. So bringing awareness on these issues can help or further promote conservation with this endangered species.
We learn about jaguars has the biggest jaws. Maybe they like to sleep and climb trees. The most thing I like about jaguars are they don't hurt people or he bites. I'm kind of not afraid because Mr. Miguel explained to us that they don't harm people.
Georgetown is a relatively small, quiet community. People who live in harmony with each other. We believe that we are in the Coxcomb Basin, and we are also of the view that this area is traversed by the jaguars. And because of that, we would want to understand how to deal with jaguars if we have to come across, and how to actually create an alert in the event of jaguars roaming around within the communities. The activities that I participate in the Jaguar Awareness Project was to coordinate and mobilize the youths of my little community to participate in the program. Indeed, I found it to be beneficial because the youths earn the appreciation of being introduced to this jaguar conservation awareness, that they deserve to know and understand, given the fact that they reside right within the buffers, and from time to time they either may have heard of jaguars or have seen jaguars.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.